Il met son titre BMF, sa ceinture du plus grand dur à cuire de l'UFC, en jeu ce samedi à la Nouvelle-Orléans, à quelques jours de l'UFC 318. On a le plaisir de s'entretenir avec l'ancien champion des poids plumes, le grand Max Holloway. Max, merci énormément de prendre le temps.
No, thank you for having me, man. I hope you're having a great morning over there, afternoon.
Yeah, almost noon here, and pretty early for you.
I'm out in New Orleans already, so it's like I think so. It's like 10:30, so should be good.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, all eyes will be on Dustin Poirier for this one, obviously, because and for good reason, because it's retirement fight. It's fighting at home in New Orleans, home state. So you're in a particular position here, Max. Forced in the role of the villain. People will be rooting against you there. Um, and next week is probably going to be like Dustin Poirier festivities all around town. So with all that in mind, how do you approach this fight against him?
I mean, I approach this fight like any other fight, right? I mean, it's just a fight, and I've been telling everybody if the shoe's on the foot, if it was in Hawaii, Dustin's a very likable guy. He's one of the most lovable fighters too in the sport. So I would hope my people would be booing him and doing all that just because it's my last dance. So I knew what I signed up for, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's all business. After sharing the octagon with Saturday, I'm sure everybody's going to be cool. It's going to be fine, and we're just going to move on.
Um, Outside of New Orleans and outside of Louisiana, it's a kind of fight that's we don't want anybody to lose. Uh, Kind of the same as when you fought back in 2019. I think is that the feeling you're getting when you're talking to fans? Maybe not in New Orleans, but around the globe.
For sure, for sure. A lot of people. I see it all around everything. Social media, on my kick stream. It's just people are torn. They like me and Dustin. We're people's favorite fighters. So it's tough. It's good, but for me, it's an honor. It's an honor to share the octagon with Dustin for the third time, and it being his last dance is super cool. And it sucks I got to play spoiler, but it is what it is, and I'm just happy to be here.
Before talking about the fight itself and what you expect, what do you think about Dustin Poirier? You've known him for a long time, like you said, third time fighting him. So, what do you think of him as a fighter, but as a person as well?
A fighter, future Hall of Famer for sure. And then as a person, even a greater person, you see what he do not only in the octagon. I don't judge people what they do in the octagon. I judge people what they do outside the octagon. And he's just a family man. In the running to be the baddest man on the planet with us, with all of us. So that's cool. And then the way he give back to his city, his town, and just to people around. It's very inspiring. So he's a stand up dude. He's just a great guy, and there's a lot of slimy people in this sport, and I can look you in the eyes and tell you that Dustin ain't one of them. So he's just a great person. He's a great human being. Not only a top, one of the top fighters in the world, just a top human being in the world for sure.
With that being said, and you've stated that it's all business. You've got to play spoiler and win this one because it may be his last fight, but it's not yours, and
Yeah.
you're starting in a new division. So how important is it for you to win this fight, and particularly against him? You lost two times before against Dustin Poirier as well.
I mean, for sure, 100%. When he rides into the sunset, I'm still gonna be here trucking along. So, at the end of the day, I need to go out there and get my hand raised, and I need to make a claim, Like I said last month, there's a title fight that I had history with both men, and who's to say that come July 19th when we're in there with Dustin, I have a spectacular performance. I have something super memorable, and I put my name right back in the mix with who get a title shot. Right now everybody keeps saying Armin is should be fighting for the title. He's the number one contender, but then we have the president of the UFC going around and saying, yeah, he don't know yet. So you just gotta go make a moment, create a moment. If I can do that, especially with all the hype that's going around with it being Dustin's last dance,
Mm.
I like the position I'm in right now to go stick my claim, to try and fight for an undisputed title.
What was your reaction when Ilia Topuria made Paddy Pimblett come into the cage 3 weeks ago? And you talk about our man. We saw Paddy and Justin Gaethje was in attendance as well. So what do you make of all this stuff?
Uh, it, it's it's a hype show, man. It's whatever the fans want to see, and it's all about moments, man. If you make certain moments and UFC see things grab, that's the way they're gonna go.
Mm.
UFC, we are a sport, but we're in the entertainment business, and they're here for entertainment. So if I can go out there, like you said, they just had a moment, and I can erase that moment by going out there next week Saturday, create an even bigger moment, and people be the new talk of the town. That's just all it
Mm.
is in this game.
That's what happened when the last time the BMF title was on the line. You against Justin Gaethje, one of the best fight we've seen recently, and one of the probably best knockout of all time at the last second. So do you envision something like that could happen? And when you talk about moment, is it something that you may be visualizing ahead of UFC 318?
For sure. Yeah. If I can go out there and have that, the way I went out there, the performance I was having against Gaethje, I felt like I was ahead. And then to, put the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of everything with that knockout in the last 10 seconds, it was just amazing, So yeah, like I said, I truly believe if I can have a fight like that, and go out there and do that same thing, a performance like that again, man, who knows? Who knows where I'm gonna be?
It's going to be your first fight in 9 months. How's your health? Was it important for you to take maybe a longer layoff after your last fight?
For sure. I mean, I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight International Fight Week and stuff, and get it back there. But it is what it is. We took our recovery really, really, really serious, especially with me being a little older now in my career. And everything's good. Everything's great. I got some of the best doctors in the world. I work with some of the best people in the world. So you guys get to see everything Saturday night, and I'm excited.
Before I let you go, what did you think of Ilia Topuria performance? Double champ now, obviously, got the belt at 155 pound. What did you think of his performance, and how happy are you that you may be getting your revenge at some point for a belt on the line, another belt on the line?
I mean, his performance. I mean, it speaks for itself. To go out there and do what he did, and just the run he on, right? You got to respect it. So at the end of the day, it's great. But like you said at the second part of that question, it's like I'm just stoked. When the fight was announced, two guys I have history with, knowing that I'm going to be the following month, I just got to go out there, make a moment, stake my claim, and be right back in that title contention.
Not your first fight at 155, but the start of a new chapter in your career this weekend, permanently at lightweight. Max Holloway against Dustin Poirier. Can't wait to see that one, Max. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great rest of preparation for this big fight, and best of luck next Saturday.
Thank you so much. You have a great one.
Voilà pour les commentaires de Max Holloway. Bien sûr, combat particulier, combat de retraite pour son adversaire Dustin Poirier. À la maison, dans l'état natal de Poirier, en Louisiane. Donc, c'est sûr que Holloway est un peu confiné dans le rôle du méchant. S'attend à ce que la foule, bien sûr, le hue copieusement, mais sait vraiment dans quoi il s'embarque. Ailleurs, à l'extérieur de la Louisiane, les amateurs sont pas mal déchirés, là. Ce sont vraiment deux favoris, Max Holloway et Dustin Poirier. Donc, c'est le genre de commentaires qu'il reçoit, là, que les gens sont vraiment déchirés. En gros, on veut pas que ni un ni l'autre perdre samedi à l'UFC 318. Que pense-t-il de Dustin Poirier? Bilan de la carrière de ce grand combattant? Sans aucune surprise, Max Holloway estime qu'il est l'un des plus grands de l'histoire, qu'il s'en va directement au temple de la renommée. Mais il dit, en plus d'être un grand combattant, c'est surtout une meilleure personne. Et il est reconnu pour ça, vraiment, Dustin Poirier, un homme de famille et un homme qui redonne beaucoup à sa communauté. Donc, il est honoré de partager la cage pour le dernier combat de la carrière de Poirier. C'est particulier parce que Poirier a été le premier adversaire
d'Holloway à l'UFC en 2012. Les deux se sont affrontés pour un combat de championnat en 2019. Et c'est la 3e fois qu'ils s'affrontent. Poirier a gagné les 2 premiers. Là, c'est sûr que Holloway sent la soupe chaude un petit peu, a la pression de l'emporter. Ne veut pas perdre ses 3 combats en carrière contre Dustin Poirier. Surtout que Poirier, lui, il s'en va à la retraite. Mais Max Holloway, il la poursuit sa carrière. Il la poursuit à temps plein dorénavant dans la division des 155 livres chez les poids légers. Donc, il estime qu'il a absolument besoin d'une victoire, besoin d'une grosse performance aussi pour bien se positionner dans cette nouvelle division. Il y a plusieurs prétendants au titre. Bien sûr, Arman Tsarukyan qui aspire en numéro 1, Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett. D'ailleurs, lorsqu'Ilia Topuria a remporté la ceinture il y a 3 semaines, il a invité Pimblett, qui est classé 10e quand même dans la cage. Bon, c'est pas confirmé que ce sera Pimblett contre Topuria et Max Holloway estime qu'avec une grosse performance, là, s'il marque les esprits en fin de semaine, pourrait passer devant tous ses aspirants pour une chance au titre, pourrait prendre bien sûr sa revanche contre Ilia Topuria. Topuria qui en octobre dernier avait passé un KO assez violent à Max Holloway. Première fois qu'Holloway se faisait passer le KO d'ailleurs. Il a pris 9 mois pour s'en remettre. Il a dit à mon âge, à 33 ans, je ne suis pas nécessairement très vieux, mais j'ai surtout beaucoup de combats derrière la cravate. Là. 34. La récupération est très, très, très importante. Il est en pleine santé pour ce combat contre Poirier et il salive à l'idée de pouvoir prendre sa revanche éventuellement contre Topuria dans un combat de championnat à 155 livres cette fois-ci. Pour ce faire, il a besoin d'une grosse performance. Type de performance, comme il a livré à l'UFC 300, la dernière fois que le titre BMF avait été en jeu, ça avait donné un des plus grands KO de l'histoire de l'UFC. Max Holloway qui avait terrassé Justin Gaethje à la toute dernière seconde de leur affrontement. Avec un moment marquant comme ça, Max Holloway pense que de grandes choses pourraient survenir pour lui au cours des prochaines semaines. À voir donc ce samedi, UFC 318 en direct de la Nouvelle-Orléans, combat de retraite de Dustin Poirier. Holloway-Poirier en grande finale, carte préliminaire, TVA Sports 2 dès 20h et les combats principaux à la télé à la carte Indigo dès 22h. Manquez pas ça.